What's up, guys? Long time no see. I hope you had a great holiday and a happy new year. But I'm finally, after months, I am back with a brand new figure review, and we're going to kick off the year here with a very anticipated figure. It's from the Amazing Yamaguchi line. It is Revoltech's Arkham Knight from the Batman Arkham Knight video game. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so as always, let's hop right into it with the packaging. So here is your packaging here for Arkham Knight. This is the Amazing Yamaguchi look here for the packaging, which you see with a lot of the figures. So you got the series number, which is the series, this is number 24, Arkham Knight, sculpted by Yamaguchi. You got the figure complex, Amazing Yamaguchi, Revoltech, so this is a Revoltech figure, Kyoto. You got the DC logo, Batman logo, and the Warner Brothers logo at the bottom. The Batman Arkham Knight video game logo right there in the corner, and then you got a nice little here. You got a nice little, you can see basically see the figure and all the accessory it comes with right here. And then on the side there, you got another picture of the figure, DC. On the back, you can see different options and poses and everything you can do with the figure. Some Japanese unreadables here. A lot of the stuff in the back here is Japanese, so I have no idea what it says, but it pretty probably says it is a really cool figure. There's the other side right there, Arkham Knight. The top, not a lot going on right there, and then the bottom right there. So there is your packaging. As always, Amazing Yamaguchi always has a lot going on with their packages. Very loud compared to your Figmas and your other import companies who have pretty simple packaging. Theirs is always very loud, a lot of stuff going on with it. But we're not here to talk about the packaging. We're here to get into the figure. So let's get into it. Here's everything the figure comes with out of the package, excluding the stand. But we'll take a look at accessories later. So right now we're going to take a look at the figure itself. Alright guys, and here is Arkham Knight himself. Like I said, this is from the Batman Arkham Knight video game that came out, oh God man, it's got to be close to a decade ago. Great game, I really enjoyed it. And one thing that was really big here was that who was the Arkham Knight? I was going to the game, we want to know who the Arkham Knight was. He was the big bad in that game. Spoiler here for a game that's nearly a decade old. Or maybe a decade old. The villain, Arkham Knight, was actually Jason Todd. That's right. He ended up being Jason Todd. And that's why what you're gonna see later. This guy is Jason Todd, and he eventually became, in the game, the Red Hood. But yeah, this is how he appeared for most of the game until the big finale, where he's revealed to be Jason Todd, and then he changes his look a little bit. And we're going to get into that stuff later in the review, but right now we're just going to take a look at the aesthetics here. Okay guys, so taking a closer look at the figure, one thing that I have to say for Revoltech, they're getting better at just having very good silhouettes now. I mean, because let's face it, Revoltech in the past, when it came to their figures, they only really looked good when you had them in very dynamic poses. If you had them in a vanilla stance, they just would look very terrible, very blocky, just very unnatural. And they're getting better and better at hiding those joints. It's still not perfect. You can still see the joints here, the Revoltech joints at the shoulders here, and the gappiness here at the crouch. And you can just see them, in different spots. But it looks a lot better. Like, it looks like a more natural stance, which is good, and it doesn't look as awkward. So they're getting better and better at that. I love how the anime figures that they have, like the All Might and stuff, they look pretty good when they're in vanilla stances, and this guy follows that. He looks pretty good. So taking a closer look here, I do like the detail. So let's zoom in on Jason real quick. So we're gonna zoom in, and we're gonna pull up about that much. There we go. So let's take a look at this head sculpt here. It's very nice glossy blue here, which I really enjoy. Nice navy blue with a nice gloss on top. And then you see like the gunmetal gray and those silver parts, which is very nice. All that's very clean. go to right here. These also looks very good right there. His chest plate and the different colors. You got a little bit of that red in there, and like I said, that gunmetal silver continues here in the buckles, and the shoulder blades as well. Not shoulder blades, but the shoulder pads, I should say. And you got the navy blue right there, and that all continues, and all that looks really good. It's painted very well. I don't see a lot of QC issues. There's a little bit of, maybe a little bit of bleeding here in the white, but not a lot. The biggest thing that's up with mine is there's a little chunk of plastic here. I don't know if you guys see that little chunk of plastic just kind of there. Could be a factory mistake or whatever, but I'm gonna snip that at some point. But it's up here at the top of the helmet for some reason. But the back looks good too. Nice different grays here and silvers and blacks. All that looks good. You come down to his little camo pants here. You got the red camo in there. That looks good. And he comes with little pouches here. Come down to the ankles, the shins, also look very good. So very good looking figure, man. He looks good, and they did a very good job, basically copying the design of the character from the video game. But one thing that's definitely missing from this guy, and I know you guys can probably tell, you already know, there's no room for any gun holsters, and I'm pretty sure that the character had some gun holsters, on the figure. I mean, in the game, and they are nowhere to be found here because for some reason there's something going on in the toy industry where figures can't be packed in with guns anymore. So you know, we're not at the accessories yet, but this guy has no guns, and there is nowhere to put any guns at, which is a very bummer. This guy it's basically Red Hood, and what is Red Hood known for? His guns, and he does not have those. But other than that, though, I mean, the look of the figure is very good. I really like it. Very nice. So let's get into articulation now. Taking a look at the articulation, we know this is where Revoltech shines here. It's just their bread and butter when it comes to their products. It's the articulation. You're going to get a lot from this guy. So we're going to start here at the neck, which is on a ball peg. And unfortunately, one bad thing is that he can't look up very much because of this little collar piece right here. I'm trying to zoom in on you guys so you can see it. So this little collar piece here is stopping the head from really moving up, so he can't really look up that much, but he can tuck his head and look down, and you use the ball peg at the top and the ball peg at the bottom. He can tuck his head pretty well, so that's good. And you can go left and right. You can go 360 with it, all that stuff. So nice neck movement here. You go on to the shoulders. You have the Revoltech shoulders here, so you have basically a double ball peg here, which allows we'll just take it off, allows the arm to go up that much, and you can spin it around and everything like that. And I'm going to try to put the arm back on right quick. That's one thing I don't like. This little nub here, man, this little peg here, you can basically take the arm off really easily with that, and there's a reason for it, that they have this design, and we'll get into that when we get to the accessories, why it's like that, but it just makes it hard to mess around with them. But you can spin this guy around and move the shoulders how you want to. You just gotta mess around with it. Sometimes the Revoltech joints can be kind of it can get to you, man, if you're not used to them. They're definitely something you gotta learn to mess around with. It's not your normal import articulation sometimes. But it is, once you get used to it, it's very nice. But this thing can basically go anywhere you want to. And then this little piece right here is on a peg as well, and I'm pretty sure this comes off too. Like I said, you have your little your bicep swivel here, which is very sensitive because you can basically take the hand off, but you can spin it 360 and all that stuff. And then you have your Revoltech joint here at the elbow, which is, I think, a single. It's a Revoltech joint with a hinge on it, so it's a single hinge. But you get very good, like way better than 90 here with that hinge. So that's very good. You come down here, you have your ball peg here in the wrist that allows you to spin it, and then it hinges back and forth. It's very nice. So there's your arm articulation. You come down to the torso here. You have a nice crunch. Look at that ab crunch right there, boy. That is deep. It's deep. So look at that. You can crunch very much forward, a lot of forward, and as far as back, look at the back. Not really. No, there's zero articulation for the back. So you can't really put them back because how they designed the torso here. You see, you see how it's like running into the butt, and then this back piece right here. You can't. It doesn't really look back, unfortunately, but you can crunch forward very well. And the torso spins. So you can spin the torso left and right. So that's good. And then you get your side to side here as well. So nice articulation there. And then you come down to the waist here, and you have your little floating piece right here, which you see on a lot of imports, which you can move around how you want to. And then also the waist swivels as well, so that's even more articulation, and that can basically go all around as well. So you get some nice articulation in the waist. And these little two pieces right here actually do come off, and I think they can be replaced as well with the stuff we will be seeing in the accessories. Go down to the legs. There it is a double ball peg here as well, aka Revoltech joint. That's, you know, one here, and you can allow the legs to go up that much, so you can basically do the splits. Very nice. Bring them back down. You can kick up about that much. You can kick back about that much, but obviously it's going to kick out because of the butt. But there's that, and this thing swivels too, so you can swivel the leg how you want to. There's no actual thigh swivel. This is where you're going to get your swivel here for your leg at the top, right there. And then you have your let's see, it's a single jointed knee right here, but you get way better than 90 there, so that's nice. And you have a swivel here at the shin though, so that spins as well. This move, I also think this is replaceable as well. We'll get into it in a minute. Then you have your ankles right here, which can pivot. So you got your nice ankle pivot right there. Boom, boom, that way, and it can go up about that much. It can go back about that much, and of course, you gotta have it. That toe articulation there. So there is your scheme here, your nice Revoltech articulation scheme, which is very nice. And like I said, guys, if you're not used to Revoltech figures, it can be a little pain at first to you know, move around these figures, and you know, but once you get used to it and you start, you know, messing around with it, you can get these guys in some amazing poses, man. But so articulation, definitely 2 thumbs up there for me. So let's get into accessories now. Alright guys, so here looking at the accessories, the big draw for this figure is the fact that you can change the Arkham Knight from the Arkham Knight into Red Hood. So in the game, there was basically 2 different versions of Red Hood. There was one that was in the main campaign, which he had a certain look, which most of it looked like the Arkham Knight, but with red. And then in the multiplayer online, they had like a more traditional kind of sort of look for Red Hood. Yeah, you can turn this guy into two different versions of Red Hood, and I'm gonna try to show you guys exactly how to do that in a second when we look at the accessories here. But first, we're gonna take a look at the weapons here. So like I said, you don't get any guns, which really sucks, but you get a couple cool like melee weapons. So you get these nice red katanas here, which the blade is red. This is a nice metallic red, crimson red, and it looks, both of these look very, very nice. There's no real color here at the hilt. It's just kind of just that gunmetal gray or silver there, but the actual blades look pretty cool. So those are very nice. He also comes with these cool daggers here. They're really cool, like how they're kind of, you know, zigzag look, and they're also like kind of a you know, nice silver color. Once again, the hilt isn't really colored at all, but the actual blade is pretty cool. And one thing I wanted to stand out here, we haven't really went over the hands yet, but there are no actual regular hands for holding the weapons here. The weapons are actually being held by trigger finger hands, right? So there's trigger finger hands, but no guns. And then there's swords, but no actual sword holding hands. So that's pretty weird and backwards, but you know, it is what it is. Speaking of hands, let's get into the hands. So Arkham Knight comes with 4 sets of hands. Since I already had them on, here are the trigger hands. The trigger hands, it's cool that they came with trigger hands, but the fact that he doesn't come with any guns is a bummer. But the fact that they came with these allows you to go and get guns from other figures that you have in your collection, and you can give it to this guy. So I am happy that they were at least nice enough to put trigger finger hands in with this figure instead of just leaving them out completely. He comes with a pair of fists. He comes with a pair of grabbing hands. Hold them and grab them. And the last set of hands are 2 different type of pointing hands. So one hand has 2 fingers pointing, and the other hand has 1 finger pointing. Alright guys, so we're going to start transforming Jason from his Arkham Knight look into his Red Hood look. We're going to start off with the first version of that, so we're going to get into it. So we're going to start off here with the head. So here is the Red Hood head sculpt here, which is very nice. I really like that design from the game. It looks really cool. Nice crimson red to go along with those katanas. You got a couple of little designs here on the sides, those little 2 little you know, silver circles there, and then there's a couple little things right there. So that's how that looks right there. And there's the back. There's a little gap there. That's kind of, I really don't like that. But there's a gap here. But I think he can look up better. He actually can look up. The Arkham Knight head sculpt can't look up, but this one can, which is nice. So there's that. So yeah, you start off with the head. We're going to take a look at the chest plates next. So Arkham Knight comes with 2, well, that's 3 different chest plates. You've seen the first one, which is the regular Arkham Knight chest plate, and then you have the one on your left, which is the one that he wore. I'm pretty sure he wore it towards the end of the game, which is just the red version of the blue one that we already seen. And then you have the one that he wore in the DLC, which is kind of more of a traditional Batman inspired. You can see the bat right there. So the Batman inspired Red Hood chest plate. So we're gonna just put on the left one first and see how that looks. So guys, so this is how the chest looks once you take the plate off. There you can see that little indentation right there, and you just line that up with this one. I got like a little puzzle, and it should just go right on. So let's try it. Boom, goes right on. No issues here. And it ain't going nowhere. So that's how that looks. And that's how you put on the chest plate. And since it wants to keep on coming off, let's finally get to it here, guys. And I'm talking about the alternate biceps here. So there's the original one that comes out of the package, which is a blue one, and then you get a red one for the Red Hood look. And just like that, all you have to do is plug the take this off of this one. So if I can get it off, man, hold on. I might have to do this off camera. Be right back. All right, guys. So you're gonna really want to give this thing a tug. It was kind of hard for me to do it on camera. So you have to just pull this peg right here from the other bicep, and then plug that back in. It's nothing. It's just your normal Revoltech peg. So it just takes a little bit of force, and then you can go ahead and plug that into here. That's kind of how you complete that look. But you're not done here. There's also a piece here which you have alternate red versions of this. So let me see if I can pull this off. So yeah, that just comes right off right there. So there's that, and you can replace it here with the red versions here. So let's see how that goes. Can we get it? Can we get it on camera? We can. There it is, guys. So that's how that looks right there. And that just plugs right in. So now the arm is, well, one of the arms is done at least. So that's how that looks. We get the other one done for you off camera. And the last piece that we have to switch out to make the full look is these these little knee pads here. So you take these out. See how they come out? You just unplug them and you replace them with the red version. So here's the red version, and you just plug it in like so. Oh, hold on, let me get that right. So it's a little peg right there, and then you just plug it in like that. There, oh, I got it. I got it. Yes. So that. All right, guys. And here is the full look once you get everything, you know, exchanged here from the blue to the red, and it is a pretty cool look. But change, I have to say, guys, changing these parts out, not really a big fan of it. It's kind of tedious, and some parts don't stick on like they should. Especially these knee pads right here. These things are a nightmare, guys. So there's a little small peg that sticks out, and you have to stick it into the little socket on each knee pad. But they just won't go on as much. Hard as I push it, they just won't go on the way that I want them to. And they're right now they're very, very, like, you know, fragile. So I feel like if I try to change it, or try to do a little, you know, do something to the knees here, they're gonna fall off. And that is very unfortunate. I honestly rather them had exchanged out the entire shin instead of just this little piece right here. I think it would have been way better if you just got a completely different shin guard for both legs that came with this already, like, attached to the shin. I think that would have been a way better design. Doing it this way with these little small fragile pieces is just not great, guys, and I'm not a fan of that. But that's probably the worst part of the whole exchange. That piece, and maybe changing out the biceps is kind of a pain too. But so it is what it is with that. But once you get it done, man, he looks pretty cool. So this is that look. Now we're going to change out the chest plate for the alternate look. Oh yeah, this is the look I like right here. So this is the alternate chest plate, and I think this looks a lot better. I like the little Batman logo here, basically, or the Red Hood logo, I should say. It looks really cool, and I like the little paint that it has. A little nice shading here on the breast, I should say, or the pecs. And this is probably the look I'm gonna go with with my display. But yeah, guys, that's how that looks. And now that we looked at that, we're going to get into size comparisons. Here he is beside Mafex Deadpool and Revoltech's All Might. Here he is beside Black Series Boba Fett and the Marvel Legends Ultron. Here he is beside SH Figure Arts Ultra Instinct Son Goku and Figma's Deku. Here he is beside Buzz Mod's Nezuko and the Sentinel Miles Morales. Here he is beside Mezco's 1/12 Batman and One Shot Toys Yusuke Urameshi. And here are two figures that probably a lot of different collectors are gonna have this guy lined up against, and that is the Mafex Catwoman from the Hush series, and also the Batman from the Hush series, also Mafex. Overall, Revoltech's Amazing Yamaguchi Arkham Knight is a solid figure, but there's definitely some negatives that holds it back from being a great figure, and one of those things is being the fact that it is just not fun changing out the parts to change between the Red Hood and the dark and the Arkham Knight look. It's just not fun. It's very tedious. It can be very frustrating with all the little small parts. And I just did not have a good time doing that. And this is something that Revoltech still suffers from when it comes to some figures. There's some figures where it works out great and nothing's really wrong, and it's a great system. And there's some figures like this one where pieces are just constantly falling off. Those little shin guard things that I was complaining about, I don't even have them on the figure right now, if you can see them, because they just when I move his legs, they just fall off. And it is very, very annoying, and I feel like that's something that Revoltech needs to find a way to address. Do something that makes it easier for these parts to pop in and out, because they make you not want to move the figure, and that's what you want to do. This is the whole point of getting a Revoltech figure, is the posability. And if you can't pose the figure you have to pose the figure and worry about pieces constantly falling off, it makes it less fun. So in that case, this makes it very unfortunate for this figure, because it's a very solid figure, guys. It really is. Like, I really do enjoy the look. The look looks great. Looks like it just popped right out of the video game, and it's freaking Red Hood, man. And they basically, the look, they nailed it. And I will say, I'm not, even though we're done, that's basically the biggest negative. The positive, though, for this figure is that Revoltech is improving on the vanilla look. So if you want this guy to stand it up and down, he's gonna look pretty good, pretty good. Not like, you know, Mezco or Mayflex level good, but he's gonna look pretty good. And they're getting better with every single release when it comes to that. And obviously the shining factor for this guy is the posability, the different poses you're going to be able to get this figure into. This is what Revoltech is all about. This is why you come to this figure line, for the posability, and this guy is no different. If you can kind of finesse the little bit of you know, gapping and the Revoltech joints to kind of hide those, you're going to have some really great quality ACBA. If you're an ACBA guy, you're gonna have some real quality shots with this guy. Or if you want to just put this guy on the display, he's gonna look really good, depending on how you you know, mess around with them. It's gonna take some time. There is a learning curve when it comes to these Revoltech figures, and it takes some time to really get used to the posability and handling the figure. But once you get that down, you're gonna enjoy the way this guy looks, and you're gonna have some amazing posing done with this guy. So that's one of the big things. But one more negative I have to say, and it's not really their fault. It's just how I guess the toy industry is when it comes to these import figures. They just this isn't, like I said, this isn't a Revoltech thing. This is a worldwide thing when it comes to the figure industry. That a lot of these figures are not coming with guns, and like these licensed figures, so these DC figures and these Marvel figures are not coming with guns, and it's just kind of unfortunate for guys like this, which Red Hood is known for shooting. He is a shooter. He carries guns. This is how he takes care of business most of the time, and the fact that he doesn't come with them is it kind of sucks. You have if you don't have, if I mean, I'm guessing if you're a figure collector like me, you have some loose guns to give this guy, but the fact that you have to do that is kind of like, it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying that you have to do that. But I'm not gonna, you know, trash Revoltech for not doing that. This is just how it is right now, unfortunately. I also would have loved to have a cloth jacket for this guy, or hood. I think in this game he has like a gray hood. I would have took the brown hood too, or brown jacket. But we all know Revoltech isn't really known for cloth goods, so that wasn't expected, but that would have been really cool. But you can go and find yourself a third-party jacket from all these great, you know, third-party creators here who make great cloth goods for figures. So I'm pretty sure you can find something to put on this guy. But I feel like it's the one thing that's missing from this figure is a nice cloth jacket. But guys, if you are a Batman fan and you are a fan of the Arkham series, this is a figure you're going to want in your collection. There's not that many options when it comes to the DC figures right now. You have the McFarlane and you have the import companies, and right now this guy is your only true option when it comes to the Red Hood character, and that's the reason why I got it, because I wanted a Red Hood for my collection. And until Mayflex makes one, this is your best option right now. And if you're a guy like me who wants the Bat family, this was definitely a figure that you need in your collection. So definitely go out and get him. Right now he's available at Japanese retailers like Amiyami, and I'm pretty sure he will be available in American toy retailers like Big Bad Toy Store next month. And I do recommend, he gets a thumbs up. He's a solid figure, but he could be a better figure if we could somehow improve upon the frustration factor when it comes to changing parts out on these Revoltech figures. So if you like this video, please smash that like button. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel for more figure reviews. I'm gonna start pumping out more and more here in 2022. And if you're not already, if you're doing so, please hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I put up a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay good, everybody. Peace.